I'm really happy to be today with Magnus and Gogo. For those of you who don't know them, maybe everyone can say a word. How you guys doing? Just say how is your day? How are you feeling?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, busy times as always. We've been heads down the last I don't know how long now, but it feels like the last month was a very intense month of getting the product into shape and going live on main nets. So yeah, I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling pumped. I'm a little tired and looking forward to explaining and talking to everyone today about what's happening in Blocksense.
Man, thank you for taking of your time to join here and to share with the community what's going on because everyone likes to know, needs to know what's going on. So let's also hear a short word from Gogo and then we'll jump on the review of the agenda and to get to know what we're gonna talk about it today.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It has been has been quite busy at Blocksense. Yeah, and also personally been quite busy. But at least my my wife graduated law school last the week, so we have that in the family. And yeah, we'll get into the Blocksense stuff with the school.
It's really cool, man. Congratulations. I see some people getting the big guns out, so law school is a big thing for sure. And okay, let's have a short preview of the agenda. What's the most exciting things we got this month? And I think the most beside what we are building and all the partnerships and everything, what comes to first place for me is the legislative, environment and the Genius Act passed in the US. It's getting a real positive outlook for the space for everything that is to come in the future because now there's all those regulations with the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, the Stable Act, and everything. And where is Blocksense in this? How we can serve this new wave of stablecoins coming? I'm happy to direct this question to Magnus because I know he's aware of the product that we work on, the PegAware oracles and security that they bring to the space. So, Mark, what can you say about it? Why it's important and why if you think it's a big news? I do think it's a big news and opportunity.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, the Stable and the Genius Act. I think Trump called out that they're named after him, Stable Genius, in charge. So it's definitely gonna have big impacts. There are some restrictions that are in place as a result of these regulations, obviously. So it does also limit the scope of things that are possible, especially if you look at the regulation around like ICOs. I mean, it actually explicitly allows for them for U.S. Citizens to participate in them, but it also puts pretty strong controls on like who like which kind of projects can do an ICO and the terms for buying and selling, which is very expected. And what everyone always says about regulation is you'd rather have regulation than you'd rather have clarity than not have clarity, even if the clarity is more restrictive. And so I think what that's going to lead to is just even more projects coming on board, especially in the institutional sphere. So degen small degen projects probably were always less concerned about the regulation, if anything, but your larger fintechs and institutional types of players definitely need that check mark before they go ahead with big projects because they have a lot more to lose. And so you're already seeing, Robinhood launching an L2 on the Arbitrum stack. You have like a big announcement coming from a fintech launching on Optimism very soon. Stripe, it's there's been a raft of like JP Morgan partnering with Base. Like it's kind of all happening now in the Web 2 and fintech and institutional space. And I think all those players are also going to want to be launching stablecoins because it's just a more efficient way of transacting on the back end for their customers, and it gives them access to much more, not just lower cost but also yield. So what that means for us is we're going to be seeing a lot more stablecoins hit the market, and moreover, lots more types of stablecoins. There's the very vanilla treasury, U.S. Treasury backed stablecoins, and then there's the more exotic ones that are, let's say other RWA backing, like real estate or corporate debt or other kinds of instruments. And all of these have very different profiles and very different risk profiles. And for them to be onboarded into DeFi, there's going to have to be intelligent oracles that can deal with these kind of peculiarities of those different stablecoin setups, and dealing with the kind of depegs that come with it. Because in the earlier stage of stablecoins' life, they're also much more prone to depeg, but all throughout, right? They're kind of low liquidity assets because of the staking mechanisms. So you actually have just always a high risk of depeg. And so we at Blocksense, we have a product out there that's peg-aware oracles, and it is designed to specifically tackle this. So most people are actually not familiar with this, but in DeFi, if you look at borrow lend protocols specifically, the status quo tends to be to hard code the value of stablecoins used as collateral. That means that if you're borrowing against USDC on somewhere like Morpho, there's a good chance that Oracle feed is actually just a 1.0 hard code. And that obviously then means that if the USDC depegs, or let's take, I'm not going to name names, but let's say more exotic kind of stable coins that are used as collateral, if they depeg, then the market's not going to actually see that. The market's still going to return 1.0. And as a result, the lenders in that market are going to have bad debt accrue on their balance sheet, because liquidations that should have happened will not happen. But at the same time, there's a kind of a reason, a historical reason why you see this 1.0 hard code on stablecoins, and it's because if you have a market rate of a stablecoin that has low liquidity and is only traded on chain, that's actually possible to manipulate because of the low liquidity. And so attackers can come in and sort of change the price of the stablecoin with, say, a flash loan and a single block, and steal from the kind of lending market. And so having the market rate is also kind of risky in a sense. What you really need is the best of both worlds. You need a mixture of these two, which is what peg-aware oracles from Blocksense deliver. That is to say, when the stablecoin is in peg, we just return the 1.0 hard code, and it's kind of protecting borrowers from these kind of fluctuations, because stablecoins are rarely actually at 1.000. They're 1.00 to 0.998 to the dollar. And so that's not necessary. You don't need to have that kind of fluctuation when the stablecoin's obviously in peg and the fundamentals are good. But then as soon as it goes out of peg, out of a kind of sensitivity range, then we start to return the market price, and that allows the bad debt to be flushed out of the markets. So that's maybe a long tangent, but should give some flavors to sort of the innovative things that we're doing in DeFi oracles and with stablecoins specifically. This actually applies beyond stablecoins. It applies to liquid staking tokens, restaking tokens. People would have seen the staked ETH token depegged last week, or I think it was last week. This same kind of peg-aware oracles will protect against will protect lending markets that are using those sorts of assets as well. So I think to bring it back to the regulation, it's good because it means that more players will be willing to enter the game and launch their own stablecoins, and that means that more people are going to be needing oracles and learning how to deal with the inherent risks that come with pricing stablecoins and DeFi. So we're expecting to see like good kind of growth out of that in the coming weeks and months.
Thank you, man. I'm really eager to hear how the community feels about it. I mean, yeah, I see some excited stickers again, and you explained pretty well uh, how well positioned is. I wanted to avoid using well 2 times, but yeah, how well positioned is Blocksense to jump on this market and to provide value to all the new emerging, and those be huge, right? Or Oracle stable coins in the space coming from mainstream, I would say banks and everybody that swear that crypto is dead. I mean, they were speaking about this for 10 years. My favorite guy is Mr. Jamie Dimon. No, he was always saying crypto is dead. This is a scam, and now they're into doing some stuff also. So eventually, everybody will realize that you cannot beat the crowd. You cannot just compete with like this technology because of its efficiency. So that's what I think. That's my opinion. I wanted to hear I see people generally excited about this. So let us move to the next step, which is partnerships and infra. And there are few projects listed here. I'll invite George to say words about them. Like I have Plasma. We are live on Pharos testnet, also in Hyper EVM, and we also got live on TAC. So you want to go like maybe George can say about 1 or 2 projects, and Mark, if you feel like you can jump on. I love this part where we can have like a conversation and see why it's important, why it's exciting to be on those projects, and what does it really mean and show for our progress in general. So, do you want to jump on this one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do believe those are probably some of the more exciting up and coming ecosystems. Obviously, everyone's really into Hyperliquid and the whole DeFi ecosystem that's building up around that exchange. So that's why we just went live and trying to talk to a few of the protocols that they're building there to support them. Yeah, obviously with TAC, you guys know that we had we did participated in their NFT sale, and we were supporting them since the first day of their testnet. So we're also live on the mainnet now and talking to a few projects to support them. And yeah, on Pharos, that's still testnet, right? But we are working with a very cool RWA protocol, which is tokenizing corporate bonds. And actually, it's tokenizing a few different types of assets like bonds and equities. So it's pretty interesting project, and yeah, I think it's a very kind of budding ecosystem. So yeah, that's why we're gonna be focusing on these guys in the next few months. Obviously, yeah, we gonna try to focus on Plasma as well. Who did very well and have this whole focus on stable coins that we're going after. So yeah, that's kind of the reasoning, very briefly about these ecosystems.
Yeah, thanks. I was trying to follow the chat and see if there's some questions that we could answer, but we'll leave this for the end of the call. So, guys, make sure to drop your questions there. And Mark, do you want to add something to this topic with the partnerships and infra? Like, yeah, if there's a project that specifically you you've been involved with and you want to share how this work is going on, or you think what Georgi said is like clear enough?
I think, George summarized it pretty well. Like, a lot of our strategy is being very early to the new, most hype, well-funded, high-performance chains that are coming out that have prospects to really like level up the state of DeFi and applications on chain in general. Because we see this as an area where our infrastructure can deliver a lot, right? We've got our low latency Oracle solution coming out soon. We are able to kind of uniquely offer data solutions for even non-price or like non-DeFi kind of use cases, thinking about on-chain AI inference, prediction markets, like other kinds of like let's say, on-chain insurance, things like this, things more advanced or tricky use cases that a lot of the time haven't been tried so much on the chains that are more costly in terms of gas and also like slower. So I think our strategy is to get in very early with those chains when the ecosystem is still new and to really get embedded. And that means that some of our best integrations are still on test nets. And we have multiple across chains like Monad. I mean, George kind of already mentioned it, but Pharos, so on. And I think we're kind of like getting very ingrained in these ecosystems, and expect that to pay dividends as they move to mainnets kind of later this year. Both in case of Monad and Pharos and others like Citrea. So I think it's So one person asked what our TVS is in the chat. So we have a few hundred million TVS in the pipeline of our BD pipeline, in stages where we're counted as kind of like being likely to come through. And I think that, but again, like a lot of the protocols we're working with don't have TVS yet because they're on testnet. So that's kind of how we're measuring our progress at the moment, and I think it'll come through. But hopefully that makes sense as well. Feel free to add, George, if I missed something there. Someone also asked if we're on Hyper EVM or plan to be on Hyper EVM. We're there already. We're talking to a couple of protocols on Hyper EVM at the moment. Just had a conversation earlier today with one of them, actually.
That's really cool. Hot from the oven. Thanks for those news. Did I maybe missed this, but did we discuss the opportunity that we have now with this core infrastructure ready? That we can go in several product directions with like the integrate Ts for private agents and codecs. Did George mention this? This is like a question because I had my eyes on the chat, so I don't know if we went into those points here.
No, I think we can talk about that a bit more. Yeah.
Let's dive into it. So this is, I mean, clearly exciting. I think you already start saying that we can serve different use case also that touching on the AI inference, but let's go through those also, right? What is the can you speak a little bit about the opportunity of the product and the directions we can take from here?
Yeah, definitely. And George, you jump in if you also want to mention anything. So at the moment, one of the things we've got cooking is the first party app that we want to own in the network. So Blocksense network is a kind of universal verification layer for all kinds of input output, right? So there we are making oracles primarily for DeFi at the moment as an initial foray into this, but there's so many other applications of Blocksense as a network, as a general purpose compute network, and those are both extend from Web3 but also Web2 users, taking advantage of the extremely high throughput that we're able to we're able to generate with our parallel execution architecture, it actually means that we were able to sort of serve Web 2 customers even without them necessarily needing to quote unquote be onboarded to Web 3. And one of the use cases I'm pretty bullish about is leveraging trusted execution environments, so secure software enclaves, to provide agents for coding. So like AI agents for privacy preserving coding experience. So if you look at, like the vibe coding that you can do on Claude Code or with OpenAI's Codex, like all these command line tools and IDE tools that are coming out that are AI enabled, you're actually kind of exposing your whole code base to these LLM companies, and that presents a pretty big risk for privacy. Like there's an article that came out just last week about Sam Altman saying, people don't realize that their chats can be used in the court of law, and that lawyers can just like pull your chat history from OpenAI. So all of your
Yeah, man, I was reading this.
OpenAI as therapist or as your lawyer. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was reading this. It's really shocking. I mean, you could definitely expect it, but that's not where we want to end up, right? I mean, that's why privacy is so crucial.
Yeah, you wouldn't accept it if your actual lawyer was talking about you or like recording your conversations and leaking them like that. So it's weird that you would accept it from an AI. So Blocksense, like that's one of the applications we're looking at developing to be like one of the killer apps on Blocksense. The network is privacy preserving AI agents that may be used for coding and may be used for therapists or for legal clerk work, so on. There's kind of lots of applications of that, but we're able to with Blocksense network and set up with trusted execution environments or TEEs, able to actually provide that as an application. Another interesting one is around prediction markets, right? So we've seen a lot of investment in one specific area of sports betting, which is in esports. And in the Middle East, there's a huge amount of funding going into that. There aren't any real esports prediction markets out there today, but that's like another kind. We're doing some validation around that and speaking with sovereign wealth funds and some investors to see kind of what the appetite is for that as sort of another avenue to go down for the first party application we own on Blocksense. I think these two polar use cases, that one of them is quite more like Web 2 friendly. Of course, like those agents can be on chain as well, but like one of those kind of like more Web 2 sounding use case, and one of them is like very much a Web 3, like prediction markets is a native Web 3 use case. I think it demonstrates the generalizability of what we're building, that it's capable to kind of cater to both of these, and the thread that runs through it, like how are these two things related, is that you need verifiable execution, right? So in a prediction market, you need to have verifiability that the data was got correctly, that you're publishing the right information, so that people don't lose their funds. And similarly, with private verifiable AI agents, you want to make sure that you're like getting the right model. You're not getting jibbed with like a cheaper model, and that you can actually like fully verify that the execution was done per the configuration of your agent. So I think that's kind of like the hidden thread between these diverse use cases. And there's a bunch of other ones that I haven't touched on here, so I don't want to ramble for too long. But I'm sure we can cover those in another community call. But I think the bottleneck for us is like there's actually too many different applications that we'd like to build, and we need to really prioritize down into which one to build today to get like the most impact right now. But I think that's something that we've been talking about internally a lot in the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome, and the potential is huge. So I'm happy we start opening this conversation here, not only on this call mentioning what we have been doing, but what kind of avenues we've been exploring also. And this clearly can show the potential of the technology we're developing, right? So that's why I'm happy to have this pirates here, and I move on to the next step. If you guys don't have anything to add on this product side, but there's a really exciting news that dropped out today. If you follow the announcements, maybe you guys seen, but I'll just drop the link here in the chat. We have brand new website, and shout out to the whole team that worked on this one. I wanted to go have a look on the website and give us feedback. How do you feel? Do you think it aligns with our vision? Do you think it's sleek enough for to represent Blocksense? So really looking forward to all your comments. And on the marketing, another thing that happened this month is we already see the result of it. This mascot that we dropped and all the stickers after the sticker contest. So thanks everyone for participating, and congratulations to the winners. I'm sorry I didn't get out the names of the 3 winners. But yeah, you know who those people are, and they're getting praised and recognized by all their stickers being used in the server. And they're really cool guys. Thank you. It's really fun to see. I'm happy this has been it took us some time, but there was a lot of the involvement of the community. There's a community member, all come from suggestions from you guys, the pirates mostly, saying we need this mascot, we need a mascot. So eventually we get into the point of making one, but we wanted to make sure we don't just do any kind of mascot, but something that aligns with the vision of the pirate. And what more obvious than a a pirate, I'd say pirate, of course. And Abdullah did great work, so shout out to Abdullah for making this awesome mascot that we can all enjoy. So I move on to next step around this community marketing stuff that this past week, I think, the creator of the NFT, Sean Go, got interviewed by Vogue, presenting his work and his way to look at things, and also bits of his life. And it's really cool that we got this kind of he got this kind of attention, but that we have this level of artist. And I think Georgi, he's more closely related to him. And if you wanna come on stage and say something about Sean, I'm sure you had conversations with him on his art, basically, that we're gonna be using also probably in the second collection. That's I'm not really aware of, so I don't want to speculate about it. But that's what we got, right. So if
Sure. I mean, yeah, we're actually Magnus is also kind of related, but basically, we actually have the second collection pretty much ready, and we just want to figure out how to present it in a cool way. So yeah, as soon as when we have that figured out, we'll let you guys know. But yeah, I think the art is super cool. So hopefully everyone would like it. And yeah, you can read more about Sean in Vogue, basically. Right? I think we linked it on the main page. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it's great. This guy is getting recognized. So I mean, this also means something for everyone
Yeah,
having his art, right?
I imagine if he becomes like well, it was like the super famous artist. Like I don't know. I'm not really into that world, so I don't know their names. But imagine if he gets like top 10 or like top 100 level or like contemporary artists or whatever. And then yeah, might be pretty cool. I mean, having the art might be pretty cool.
I have one name of one guy that is really crazy. He's putting diamonds into people's skulls. It's called Diamond Hurst. He was really doing some kind of thought-provoking art. And maybe Sean is on the way of also because of his life story. I think bringing topics that are interesting and important to explore. So yeah, thank you for sharing a little bit more about what is coming and about the work with Sean also. I want to give a special shout out to the winners of the fairy tale contest. I think not many people took place. Maybe you guys were intimidated. What happened? I don't know. Why? Maybe sometimes this kind of task is not so motivating, or you think it's a lot of work. But those of you who took yeah, he who have been participating had obviously demonstrated that they had fun. And I want to shout out to 0x Klimov. He got the first place. If you guys missed this information, it's important to shout out to those people because they put extra effort in making something cool. And the second place is for, I'm sorry, but PFF 7430. It's like sounds like an airjet or something. You you're really cool. Do I see you here in the call? I have no idea, but people can really get to know those people by what they were doing. And the third place goes for Alpha. Congratulations, guys, and continue being so motivated. This can lead to more recognition or roles, like the guys that most active members of the community this month. We have this. The one that is getting the Lauscha is the Revo. Congratulations for the good work, dedicated work. And also we got 2 new pirates that were promoted. One is Halo, and the other one is, sorry, bear with me, Bill Gin Furkan. Okay, congratulations, man. Welcome to the Pirate Club. And I think this is the most exclusive part of our server, where a lot of ideas, discussions, proposals, a lot of the things we're implementing on the community side come from the pirates. I'm super here for this cooperation. Also, the people that are pirates, we have special sessions with them where we discuss what's the vibe in the community, what we can improve. So I welcome those people to the club and looking forward to hear them out on the next session. And speaking about community stuff, we will be doing really soon, starting doing more AMAs with partners, and the first one starting with 375 AI. Some of you guys are in their server as well. I know, being there as moderators or CMs, and I think we feel pretty close. Also, both projects have something that we can contribute to each other's work. And we're gonna be having an AMA on the 5th of August. So stay tuned for this one. There'll be more information dropped really soon. That's on the community side. As I mentioned, we plan more and more partner AMAs. This has been something on the list already, marketing list. But yeah, we're slowly but surely coming to it. And this is most of it with the official part. I want to open now the stage for your questions. I know many of you asked questions during the call session, but I could not gather those questions, so I asked Rahil to prepare a list and let me open it to see what are the questions so I can direct them to my friends here, to Magnus and George. Okay. So one question is, Perpdex has been launching right nowadays. Are you getting, guys, try to write some correct English. Are you getting in touch with any of them? Help secure data feeds. Okay, so I guess the question is, there are many perp dexes launching today. Are we in touch with some of them, and are we going to help them secure the data feeds? Okay, who want to take this question? Mark, how do you feel about answering this one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, perps actually, we talked to quite a few last year, and we were seeing a lot of them, new ones coming up before Hyperliquid really popped off. Perps require one thing: they need pull Oracle, and pull Oracle it's on the roadmap, but we haven't yet pushed it out. So the Blocksense oracles are pushed for now. Pull will be coming soon, but they're actually coming after our low latency push, where we're seeing some immediate traction. So to really like get perp dexes as clients, you kind of need pull. One thing that has been changing in the perps world is just Hyperliquid's dominance has increased so much. I think they're about like 70% of perp dex volume these days. And so they squeeze a lot of the air out for smaller perp dexes. It's not to say that they don't matter, but the structure of that industry has changed a lot because of Hyperliquid. So yeah, long story short, we haven't prioritized. We've prioritized other things ahead of kind of pull for the time being, including our low latency push. But once we have pull out there in the next, I would say, a couple of months, then perp dexes is definitely one of the key profiles for that product.
All right, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I also got some kind of clarity on this one, but it's hard to be specific. You guys know much more about the BD and what's going on. Second question is, I don't know, it reads a little bit strange, but I asked Hill to take them, like to organize them by importance and how they sound. So I just read the question and we can comment whether it really makes sense. What AI model use Oracle specifically? And is there already a use case? So there is no, I would just give my interpretation. You guys can tell me, but there is no AI model that uses Oracle specifically. The idea is that we can use tech to prove that the inference model that the AI, I would say, provider is giving you is correct. So if you're buying a model that claimed to be using 10 billion parameters, but they're actually shipping only or using to save only 2 billion, then you're being sold something that is not real, and you could verify this. That's my understanding. And the use case is verifiability again. This is what I would say. Mark, what do you think about, or George, if you guys want to correct me maybe, or extend this, or approve what I just said?
Approval granted.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
AI, yeah, it's not that AI models use oracles. It's kind of the opposite, but it's that oracles can provide AI models both on chain and off chain. By the way, so on chain you may. Honestly, I actually think that the on chain use cases are more limited today, which is why we're kind of focusing on off chain for that specific vertical. And on chain would look like something like the sentient AI agents that you saw like on Twitter, like Goat and Cerebro and so on. That feels like a long time ago now, but it was about 6 months ago that they were really big, and probably they'll make a comeback. But for the time being, we're waiting. And those do require like verifiable inference because you need to be able to. And if you're ascribing like a large amount of value to their token, you need to kind of know that it's the same model, and it's not going to be turned off, and it's like autonomous and so on. That's kind of like one use case, and sure there'll be other on-chain use cases of using AI behind the scenes coming up, but the other use case is more like for off-chain, for like Web2 users. They need to have verifiability, and not just verifiability, but also privacy when it comes to the LLMs that they're using. And so that's the kind of niche that we are looking to serve with that.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I was looking on the chat again and I read this comment. Blocksense is the most underrated ZK project out there. People will know about it soon. That's right, man. Obviously. I'll tell you what I said to the next. What did Mark say?
I was expressing my appreciation for that comment.
Yeah, I mean, people are really getting aware that this is not just an Oracle project, and the people that stay with us for so long, patiently, and I'd say, I have many names here. I see really friends like Temnik. Let me shout out to those guys. Facts Parade, come on, everybody being here with us for so long time. Even Gutso, Sen, Abdullah, uh, very active recently is Laedrianus. Sorry, guys, it's kind of hard to pronounce your names, but yeah. Perez also versus solid guys being with us. JJ, I would say also. Who else? Sorry, there's something. What is it written in Chinese? Like Xiao. I'm Xiao Ne. I'm happy you told me what it really means. You know, I just got the Xiao. Okay, but happy to have you with us also. Let me move on to the next question because I want to tie to this thing that the project's underrated. How does your staking model balance security and accessibility? So I'll allow myself to answer again on this. There will be really soon released a light paper, and we can get more information about how the system would work. As you might know, there is no staking at the moment because we're not at this stage of the development. So I don't want to be providing some vague answers here. I'm just dropping this information. But if you guys want to give information, if you have how the staking model will balance security and accessibility, and it's interesting to know what do you guys mean, because the way this product or protocol is designed, it's fully decentralized, permissionless protocol, and security is guaranteed by trusted committees and zk shelling, coin like algorithm, stuff like this. But there's no limitation in accessibility. But bear with us and wait for the official release of this paper, I'd say, so you could get more information. I'm sure this will go out maybe next week. So that's my answer for this question. It's funny I'm asking the question and answering myself, but I feel like competent enough to answer to those ones. So there's a question for the BD guys. I think they have more information on this one. We have this one and one last one. The only question that interests me is the new round of investment. Somebody's really concerned about it. Sir, when will be there any news about investments? So people just want to know how we're doing with this. Let's answer.
I mean, I'm not sure where exactly the question is coming from. We don't have a currently active round of investment. Like, we're talking to investors actively because we have a round of investment planned. And we've been doing the rounds and like getting feedback from investors over the past weeks. But yeah, when will you hear about it? I mean, we won't really be able to be honest, like, we won't really be able to share too much until things are signed and dotted, because that's just how these things go. It's not really possible to like publicly share information about private investment rounds before they're done. So I would ask you to sit tight on that one, but I would also love to know kind of where the question is coming from.
I guess the idea is to know whether there's a new round. Maybe people are interested in investing. So this is more my understanding of the question. And it's good to provide the information that there is no round at the moment, and we're preparing for it. So, as Magnus replied, just follow all communication conversations, and this will be enough. But I'm happy to inform the community anything that they're really interested. It's good to know. Like, we are family, so things need to be discussed, and this is community call is a really good opportunity to speak about those things. Okay, there's a last question that goes: do you guys have any relationship with Intense? I guess this means projects like Anoma, or exploring the opportunity of doing something in the Intense space. In terms of tech, Rahil is wrote his answer. He said, "I don't think so." What do you guys say? Is there something that we don't know about the Intense space, and do we think that we can leverage this technology and do something in the space? When I'm thinking, I also wonder, is there something for Blocksense there? Maybe Go can
leaving the
answer.
space for George to pitch in here.
Yeah, the answer can be short, right? Just no, we have not explored, or I don't know. George, what do you say?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Yeah, the question goes by: do you have any relationship with Intense? Which means, I mean, I would say projects that are developing intent-based solutions, because it's one of the promising, I would say, things in the space. So I guess people want to know whether we also have our eyes on things
No,
like this.
we actually did with one, but they went out of business basically. Unfortunately, I think and then we have we had been talking with them for a bit, and there was like um there was a good thing going, but yeah, anyway, they had to shut down. And since then, we talked to maybe two or three more, but we never really. We just talked to them once, and we never really explored it any further. So yeah, right now that's the situation with the intense protocols. But the sharing coin, the ZK sharing coin, can be used for those kind of use cases, intense over. So um, at some point we can do it because the underlying platform can allow us to do it, right? But yeah, not right now.
All right, super. Well, I'm happy we got some questions. The community here, the listeners grew up to almost 100 people, but this means also that thousands of people didn't hear about this. And if you guys think that there is good information shared and want to say share to your friends, for just I would say we will post next week most likely the recording into our YouTube channel, and you could see the whole recording. If the people that are joining now are feeling a little bit sorry that they missed the whole thing, don't worry. You can watch it on. You can watch the recording, and yeah, what to say? We continue slowly but steady. But what was the saying? Yeah, steady but surely, right? That's how it's going, and when a good moment, I'll say. I'm happy to also get people's feedback on the website and all things related. You can continue the conversation in the server. If you guys have some questions, also can follow up on all those things there. You guys, if you have final words to say to the community, the summer holidays, and I'm happy that 101 people like joined today. Thank you very much, and I want to thank you also both for making your time to make this community call. It's a very special moment for me. It's an opportunity to really get in touch with the community, hear all the questions, how people perceive the project, and what they really need to know or learn about. So it's a cool moment for me.
Yeah, like I'm really grateful you guys take the time out of your day to listen to these calls, and not just listen, but there's a lot of engagement, and I feel like especially today there were many good questions. Please keep the questions coming. If there's things you want to know about, you can always DM us and the team, but also during these spaces. I'd love to keep getting that feedback so that we can understand what's on your mind. But yeah, great to see you all here today. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and joining.
Amazing. I really love how everybody's enjoying the sticker. So thank you, everyone. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Bye bye.